Welcome back for another video. It's Eharbad once more in the old raid Shadow of the Legends, and it's time for episode 2 of Road to 1 billion on the Nightmare Clan Boss. It will be the exact same team as before, but what's changed since then? Well, I've actually been doing a bit of live arena. We now have 10 out of 10 on the ignore defense, and I'm going to kind of start to increase the crit damage here as well. I'm also tempted to kind of get a little bit of this accuracy and resistance, and therefore be able to drop my accuracy and resistance on my native champions in favor for more damage. I probably won't prioritize speed anymore at the moment. 8 more speed's not going to make a lot of difference to me at the moment, in the current composition, because I reach turn limit. If anything, I actually want to go in here and slow some of these champions down a touch, because I think, overall I'm easily hitting turn limit, assuming no one dies to reflect. And I'm wasting turns as a result. I'd rather increase my damage per turn rather than take more turns, if that makes sense. One potential is to move Grazur out of Relentless into something better. I would love to get him into a full Slayer build, but let's be honest, I don't think that's realistic. The whole free-to-play nature of things. Slayer is one of the hardest sets to get a good 9-piece going if you didn't buy the Forge passes. Eastrid, I could probably eke out a bit more damage. I could definitely slow her down a bit. Obviously, I'm slightly over on the crit as well. So there's definitely a little bit of possibility to lower the speed and increase the damage. The lack of blessings on Gazur, Eastrid, Wallmaster, and Michinaki, obviously hurting a bit here. Michinaki really is the one that does the most kind of pure damage coming from abilities. Everyone else is max enemy HP that's really doing the work. So getting him to a 2 or a 4-star, probably, I think it's 3 and 4-star actually for defense base. The critical points, you get the plus defense and plus crit damage. That's actually going to stack up to quite a lot of damage. And obviously, if we ever get to the 6-star and are able to put Crushing Rend on, that would be enormous. So I'll keep summoning souls and keep hoping. It's been on the wish list the whole time. Ballmaster, think I could probably sacrifice a little bit more speed. What I really need is to get an attack percent on the chest so I can hit even harder on the A1. I could also potentially, if I could get... still not going to work. You can't do 6-piece Merciless plus Reflex. That doesn't work. And I don't massively care about the extra turn mechanic here. So getting him into 9-piece Merciless, not necessarily going to make a lot of difference. We do have the 2-piece set that has that chance to reduce cooldown, though. But I don't think I've got any good pieces. Is it Zeal or is it Impulse? Impulse. I don't think I've got a viable 2-piece set from that at the moment. So there's probably not a lot of room. Potentially could try and re-roll that to attack percent, but probably not really worth it. Not natively attack-based boots. I think getting some different boots, different chest, even those gloves are more defense-based than attack-based. So there's probably some ability to re-gear him at some point. Michinaki, I think, is mostly going to come from the blessings. I do need to get more dust to re-roll the amulet. Shamil, I'm tempted to go Merciless Reflex and just get more cooldown reduction. And again, even Impulse Reflex could be possible. So there are some options. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. Otherwise, I have geared up the champions, or rather blessed the gear. I can't remember what the bloody thing's called. And when you improve the gear, what's it called again? Oh, I'm so tired. Ascended, that's it. I've ascended some more of the gear. Androck as well. I mean, he's still in a weird. I don't know why I've got Eagle Eye, basically, because I was testing about in Arena, so he could definitely benefit from a bit of a regearing, either into Helm Smasher or into War Master, and that would eke out a bit more damage. Anyway, I'm gonna run this through. I'll do my usual click targeting approach. I'm probably going to start off by trying to take down Head of Mischief, because it's a very low defense base, and getting his head severed straight away would be. Hey, I mean, he has low HP pool, so he tends to go down pretty quickly, and then he has a low defense rating, so he tends to be a good candidate to kill first off. That is annoying on the old poison cloud that came out there. That's I think the other two heads killed before he takes a turn anyway. Or yeah, basically. Right. I will rejoin at the end of the run, and we'll see how much of an improvement all these different changes have made, and then we'll also go through the stats, basically, in terms of some of the damage numbers that we see in the splash screen, and we'll look at some of the actual specific builds of those champions. And again, we can maybe think about how we might be able to increase the damage going forward. You can see I sever the heads pretty quickly. No real issue getting that done, which is why I think I can probably slow down the champions fractionally and try and get increased damage. It's somewhat difficult because the enemy max HP is capped anyway, so I'm not going to get more damage out of those. And it might be a case of, how do I engineer a situation where I'm able to kill the severed heads for longer? I also feel like I waste too much time at this moment, basically, where the heads are up with their buff. Can't remember what the damn thing's called. Serpent's Will. I waste a lot of turns, my turns, with the boss heads having those. And it might be a case of, what I should do is I should be manualing here, and I should be changing Androck's form during the kind of recovery phase, the Serpent Will phase. I don't know. If anyone has any ideas, feel free to share them in the comments. I'll rejoin at the end of the run. Oh, right towards the end, I got some really bad RNG. So I've been doing like the last since about 1450. I've been manualing it. See if we can just get to 900 million, which I don't think we will. My PB is actually 908.77, so I don't think we're not gonna quite make that. That was actually on completely full auto. I didn't even do the click targeting. I just started it and walked away. But yeah, we'll get 883, maybe 882. There we go. I can't be bothered to rerun it. If I compare it to the previous PB, where are the differences? Seems to mostly be on Eastrid and Shamil. And that's probably partly coming from that death, because Shamil died first. I think. Or maybe Eastrid died first. In any case, we're like, 26 million away from the PB, still like 120-ish million away from our target. I mean, the nice thing is it does take less than an hour, assuming you get it done first time. Because stupid reflect damage. That's the thing that hurts my soul. Even though obviously Arthurian's putting out those block buffs, you just sometimes get these crazy RNG situations where, you know, you basically get poison cloud straight into revived heads. So you're pounding on some severed heads. There's the decay head, blight head rather, has already popped up, and then you literally just get this like nanosecond where the severed heads respawn and then poison cloud goes out, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Yeah, so if we jump back to the actual builds, like I said, there is the biggest room for improvements just blessings. Like, you know, we got 4 champions here with zero awakening. But in the absence of that, I am probably gonna try and get Shamil into Reflex Merciless and just absolutely pound the A2 out and try and just continually be chaining the A2. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing I'd like to do, probably get a little bit more damage out of Michinaki. Maybe slow him down a bit, because I don't really need him to be that fast. He's obviously going to do a lot of the A1s from the passive. So you got this 50% chance, and if I can get that A1 to do a lot more damage, then I think that is a reasonable prospect there. Eastrid, I mean, the extra turn annoys me. I'd ideally not have that extra turn. Maybe when I get Marius and I have a different decreased speed, but she brings so much to this comp: the decreased speed, the weaken, the increased speed, and increased attack. There's, you know, I don't have that from anywhere else. You could argue that actually Androck and Grazur have a certain degree of cross cover. So we've obviously got kind of strength and we've got increased defense and increased resistance coming from both. But one of the things Androck is bringing is to strengthen. I don't really need the increased defense from the A1. And mostly it's the passive that he brings. And obviously he's bringing cruelty at the moment to the team as well. I do kind of think that maybe the other 5, even without this passive, where we're obviously getting that massive TM fill, I wonder if I actually cycle fast enough to not need it. I'd sacrifice cruelty, but could I bring another damage dealer in his place? And I'm not sure. He does bring strength and a lot of healing, so he's really important to keep the team alive. I would be tempted to try someone like Razelvarg, who has the leech, obviously, and does a lot of damage, but I don't have a 6-star Crushing Rend, so without that, it's kind of pointless. Anyway, if anyone has any particular ideas on how I can boost the damage outside the obvious, which is, like I said, some gearing improvements and the blessings, yeah, you know, give me a shout. Let me know in the comments. In any case, I will keep trying to push that bit harder. And I think the other thing I want to do is really try and improve my brutal and hard compositions. So that's something I'm probably going to spend some time doing over the next week or two as well. Like, I'm pretty happy with the composition of the Nightmare team and its performance. I'd obviously like to get to the billion, but it's doing pretty well. And we've obviously got some new champions that could be critical for certain other teams. So I've got the Wixwell, who I haven't actually assigned the blessing, but is built and nearly finished the scrolls, but, you know, got enough scrolls for T6 and 2 T5s, so most of the way there. I don't even think Grazur has actually got his second or his third T6, T5, which you can see he doesn't. So I think Wixwell could be the champion I build rebuild my brutal team around. And I actually picked up 1-star on Gwendolyn, who typically struggles to stay alive, has very low survivability, so getting that extra HP. Haven't actually assigned the blessing yet. So I think that's probably what I'm going to try and do next, and I'll probably do a video on it once I've kind of settled on a rebuilt brutal team, and we'll just keep trying to push that nightmare damage up. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.